What happens when a homeless kid stands up and challenges a wealthy, powerful man in a public cafe? Well, you're about to find out. This story will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about courage, power, and the truth. Stick around till the end, trust me, you won't want to miss it. And after, drop a comment below and let us know, what would you do in Malik's shoes? And if this story inspired you, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more jaw-dropping tales like this one. It was just another busy afternoon at the Park Cafe, the kind of place where the city's elite came to unwind and indulge in luxury. The waiters moved like clockwork, delivering gourmet meals and fresh espresso to tables surrounded by perfect manicured trees and the soft sound of a nearby fountain. Everything was pristine, until Malik stepped into the picture. A small, scrappy kid, barely noticeable in his oversized hoodie, watched from outside the patio. His stomach growled, but it wasn't the food that caught his attention, it was the unease in the air, the feeling that something wasn't right. Inside, Bernard Green, 72 years old, was the picture of power and wealth. He was a man who had built an empire from the ground up, and it was clear from the sharpness in his eyes and the luxury of his suit that the world bent to his will. But today, something was different. His usual confidence wavered. Opposite him, Marissa, his younger wife, looked perfect to perfect. Her flawless smile didn't reach her eyes, and her attention was more focused on her phone than on the man sitting across from her. Malik didn't know them, but he'd seen them around. What he didn't expect was what happened next. As Bernard glanced down at his phone, Marissa quietly slipped something out of her bag, a small vial. With a flick of her wrist, she poured the clear liquid into Bernard's soup. Malik's heart raced as he watched. Was she poisoning him? The thought hit him like a punch. But the thing that froze him most wasn't the act, it was the coldness in her voice as she whispered, "After everything I've done, you won't ruin this." Malik couldn't just stand there. His voice cracked as he shouted, "Don't eat that." The entire cafe went silent. Every eye turned toward the boy. Bernard froze, his spoon just inches from his mouth. Marissa whipped around, fury in her eyes. "What did you just say?" she hissed. "I saw her. She put something in your soup. Don't eat it," Malik yelled, voice shaking but firm. Gasps erupted around them. Bernard blinked in confusion. Marissa's smile faltered, replaced by a look of panic. "He's just a street kid trying to cause trouble," she snapped. But Malik didn't back down. He stepped closer, fists clenched. "I'm not lying, I saw everything," he said. "You can smell it if you don't believe me." Something in Bernard's eyes shifted. He looked at his wife with suspicion. "What's going on here?" he asked. Marissa's composure cracked. "You're really going to believe him over me?" she shouted, but the crowd was murmuring now, whispering to each other. They were starting to doubt her. Finally, Bernard placed his spoon down, his voice low, but sharp. "Marissa, what is going on?" That was all it took. Marissa's mask shattered completely. I wanted him gone," she screamed, and the whole cafe fell into stunned silence. The police arrived moments later. The officers moved in swiftly, questioning Marissa. Her composure was gone, replaced with pure panic as they read her rights. The truth was out. She had been trying to poison her husband. As they led her away in handcuffs, Bernard looked at Malik, his face pale, shaken, but with a glimmer of gratitude. "You saved my life," Bernard said softly. Malik shifted uncomfortably, unsure of how to respond. I couldn't let it happen," Malik replied, his voice low. Bernard studied him for a moment, as if seeing him for the first time. "Most people would have turned away. You didn't. That takes guts." There was a long pause before Bernard added, "You've done something incredible today. You've changed my life. Now, let me help change yours." Malik's heart skipped a beat. Bernard wasn't just offering him money, he was offering him something more: hope. If you've ever felt like a small act of courage can make a huge impact, this story proves it. What would you have done in Malik's position? Let us know in the comments below. And if you're moved by this story, hit that subscribe button for more incredible tales of bravery and truth.